Yes, Dr. Prayun, welcome. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ
I understand that you have just had a meeting with our ASEAN friends in the ad hoc working group on the synchrotron technology, and we've had quite a discussion in there. And can you please elaborate a little bit on this scientific idea on the synchrotron beam? So, can you please tell us first what it is and where does it originate?
To make it easy, I just put it in this way that synchrotron light is
Yes.
just light that's produced from synchrotron light source.
Yes.
And this light has a unique property. So, as you know that light has name. So some people know that light, sometimes called infrared,
Okay, we have
visible light,
infrared,
yes,
ultraviolet,
or X-ray.
yes.
All these name is light. So we classify it by its wavelength. So we need synchrotron radiation because it has unique property. It has very high intensity and also it has a continuous spectrum. That means we can select any wavelength to make the most use for certain application that you want to use.
Okay, so well, that's a lot of scientific word for the audience, but okay, so simply put, synchrotron is a kind of light
Yes.
that seems to have more potential for application
Yes,
in a
correct.
lot of ways, in medical terms, in forensics term, and other terms. So can you please tell me a little bit more of how do you use this synchrotron and why do you want to really go into developing the technology for this?
Okay, so I start the application of light. So this room, if we switch off light, we see nothing.
Okay.
Right. So light allow us to see things. It depends what kind of thing that you want to see, right? So if I want to see you, we need visible light to see you.
Yes.
But if we want to see virus and if we want to see atoms, so I think we need special light, not visible light.
Okay.
So what people they are using are X-rays that used for looking at small things. So because X-ray has very small has very short wavelength, it's comparable to the thing that we want to see. Yes. Synchrotron X-ray is much better than X-ray that you have seen in hospital or in laboratories that they use for looking at atoms or looking through your body, right?
Yes.
So when you go to a hospital, so you go to the X-ray machine to see your lung, what is happening in your lung. Is your lung is normal? Yes. But for synchrotron light, so we can use it in different way. Some people might understand that this synchrotron light is only used in the physics community, but in fact it has application in many different areas.
Okay, so can you please give some examples of that?
So I just like to tell you this obvious examples is about looking at the structure of virus or looking structure of some chemicals. Nowadays, in a big pharmaceutical company, when they design drug, so they need to know the structure of virus that attacking our body.
Yes, because microorganisms develop every day.
Yes.
They transform.
Yes.
Their evolution is going on, and we need more technology to discover these.
Sure. In order to understand how the virus function, so we have to know the structure of virus. So if we know the structure, then we can determine the location where it's active, where it's attacking our body, and then we design chemical which is called medicine, right? And use that chemical to inactivate it.
Okay.
So that's the way how people they use it.
All right.
And it can be used for different kind of application. We can look at how to see how new materials that has a very good property, how the atoms are arranged in those materials, and that allow us to design a better material.
Yes, very interesting. So simply put, it's a new kind of flashlight to shed the new lights into the small things.
Yes, to see things,
And that's
how
very
things look like.
interesting.
Yes.
So this ASEAN collaboration, the talk that you've just been in, you talk about the technology that and how you developed the synchrotron light or beams. So what has happened in the talk?
The main reason for having this meeting is that the nature of synchrotron research facility is quite unique as well as its light. So this facility is a user facility, So that means it is a facility that provides the possibility for researcher, university professor,
Yes.
coming to use light for their own research, right? And it covers many different research areas. And more importantly, so this kind of facility, it can be used to foster research collaboration and particularly international collaboration.
Okay, what kind of research has been done in Thailand in particular?
Oh, there are different kind of research in biomedical science. For example, the research on stem cell, right? So they can use light, infrared, synchrotron infrared to follow how stem cell develop. And also it can be used to determine the contamination in food and in different kind of things. Yeah.
Yes.
So what I like to talk to mention about ASEAN synchrotron, we like to keep this way because as you already know that in 2015,
yes.
so ASEAN will unify.
Come together.
Yeah, yes. So I think promoting synchrotron radiation research also will promote collaboration of ASEAN people. So
yes,
we really like to see that, okay, we people can work together in scientific and also in education, because this is, as already mentioned, it can foster young scientists. So it's a good way for educating our young people, our young ASEAN people.
Yes. So how would you go about making that happen? You will hold more meetings, or you would have a lot of ASEAN neighbors coming in to use the facilities in Thailand?
So the meeting today is a formal one, it's ad hoc working group. This group will set a framework how to promote the utilization of synchrotron radiation in ASEAN. So we have different programs. For example, in ASEAN, we have two facilities, synchrotron research facility in ASEAN. One is in Singapore, but the one in Singapore is belong to university. But what we have now in Thailand is the national user facility. This is the facility really open to everyone. Yes. So we promoting people coming from the member state of ASEAN to use our synchrotron light. So this we have different channel to provide special beam time for people from ASEAN member. That's one thing, is they just come here to use the existing equipment that we already have.
Yes.
And we also have the school, ASEAN School on Synchrotron Radiation, that also will open the opportunity for people who like to learn about synchrotron application. So they can take this course, they can come to the school. And also we discussed today about the promoting our young people, especially undergraduate students. So we have also the student program, so that to accept ASEAN undergrad students to come together to learn about synchrotron technology.
Okay.
Yeah. And we having different kind of scheme to promote this.
Okay, so basically it's for research and education purposes.
Yes.
And a lot of the students can really benefit from this.
Sure.
All around ASEAN.
Right, right.
So last but not least, what are you calling out for? Synchronization between organizations, or is it up to the collaboration of the government level?
For the time being, so we have to work into level one at ministry. So every year they have meeting of the science ministry of ASEAN. In the another level that's quite important, that we work closely with university abroad, I mean in ASEAN country,
Yes.
and also research institute